Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I recently started playing webcam or remote games for One Piece and thought that I'd share with you guys some gameplay footage just so you could have it as a reference or source for your games as well. I mainly play Doflamingo, and so if you're a Doffy player, I just hope that these videos will help you out on understanding the deck, I guess, and maybe just figuring out your lines. The games that I'm going to show you today are from an unofficial tournament with competitive players from a region. So yeah, I believe they're good ones and hope you enjoy. Just side note, some of the footage is sped up so you know, we don't spend or I don't waste your time. But yeah, feel free to watch and let me know in the comments what you think of the format or the videos in general, the video in general, and yeah, let me know how I can improve. So without further ado, let's head on to the first game. So first game was against Bonney, which honestly I'm not too confident with. I typically lose a lot of games versus Bonney, and my recent flagship, I've had a very bad game versus Bonney, which I didn't exactly know what to do. And so yeah, wasn't really confident here, but I did win the dice roll and decided to go first, and I was able to open up with Perona. So I think I've set myself up for a decent early game here. But yeah, it's Bonnie, so regardless, I wasn't sure whether or not that actually be in a good spot regardless. So yeah. But let's see what happens here. I believe I had a good hand here too, but if I remember right, I was able to get a good start, which we'll see in a bit. So he opens up with Searcher, which he keeps standing, by the way, so I'm not able to take that down. I think with Bonney, you're supposed to play like the one cost similar when you play a Blackbeard, just so you could control the searches and all. So yeah, had a very good start for me here. Jinbei Weevil, which is probably one of the best combos you can have early game, and a good start to flood the board. And I think that's what you need to play, or what you need to do versus Bonney as well. Past turn, he took the life, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, he did. And he just swings 7 into Jinbei, which I think about defending here, but I don't believe my hand had enough counters, or I just didn't want to spend 2 cards, I believe. And yeah, I think I just let him have it. Yep, edit. And I believe now he uses search. Yes, he does. And he leaves 1 Dawn open, so pretty standard Bonney stuff. Say always keep 1 Dawn up so you could leader effect and rest one of my units or leader after. Let's see what is here. So we got a searcher. At this point, I believe we had like 8 hand. I don't remember if I had pudding, but I believe my approach here was to attack 7, and if he takes it, I can pudding. Otherwise, it's probably gonna be just develop board. He thinks about it for a while. And yeah, she gives me 2/2Ks, which is quite indicative, but I'm not sure if I was able to capitalize on that. But yeah, I just took down the searcher, put down a Bonney, put down a Boa, and prepared my next turns. Past turn. On 5 hand. He's on his 6th Dawn turn. So I was expecting like Cavendish or Carrot maybe here. Typically I think as Bonney you want to curve out, but I can't. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I would think Cavendish or Carrot would be like the strong place here. Just thinking a bit. Okay, so instead of summoning, it looks like he attacked my Weevil, if I'm correct. 8k. Yeah, and I choose to defend this one. I want to put more pressure. My thought is if he had no units, then I would just try and attack him as much as possible. 3 Dawn though, I wasn't sure what exactly was planning to play here. My initial thought was another Searcher, just leave 1 Dawn up again, but yeah. I'm not exactly sure what else you can play on 3 Dawn. And he just passed, which is very unusual to me, but I thought nothing of it, honestly, because I don't know. I guess I'm not too familiar with the Bonney matchup, but here I decide to just 7. Try to remember if I actually sequenced, but I believe I did. Yeah, and summon Weevil to draw 1. Here's my Boa, and I still have 4 Dawn left. And here was the here's what he used the 2 Dawn for, which was kind of surprising. It was an event. It was a counter, and it rested my Weevil as well. Honestly, I don't remember what the card was exactly, and I'll probably have to look that up, but that was a very surprising event for me. So yeah, instead of being able to attack another 6k, I just decided to put on another Boa and again set up my next turns. Thinking. I was quite fortunate this game, I would say, with my searches, and a lot of them did go to the top, so very fortunate. And then I just passed her. So he goes 8k on my ball, and I just decided to let it go. I'm kind of low on resources, so I have no choice really. And then he drops down a Carrot, which is another card I'm not used to seeing. Apparently it works like a Roge or Rogue, I don't know how to say it, but it just turns 1 of your Dawn active at the end of the turn. But it's, again, something not too familiar with, and I don't know. I can't comment much. It's a Bonney tech, and I don't know money. Yeah, just decided to go 7 here. I am on my 9 Dawn turn, I believe, and if I remember right, I had Jozu in my hand, so my plan was to just leave probably 6 Dawn up and bounce back the unit, just to maintain or put pressure and build my board at the same time. So yep, here we go. I bounce back Perona and then bounce back the Scarlet. And then here I was thinking whether to use Perona again and set up my hand, but given that he's given me quite a few life, I just decided to do another 7 and see how it responds. Or see how it responds. I mean, and yeah, he gives me counter 2-1. So now I'm pretty confident, I would say, I guess my only worry here is like the Doffy. Yeah, I think he's on 10 Dawn. So yeah, I think, but I'm not even sure because I could just counter out and then the next turn maybe, but Doffy chain would definitely be scary, I would say, especially given I had like 5 hand. Fortunately though, he didn't have Doffy and instead decided to swing 9 on my Weevil or Boa. Let me, oh yeah, swing down my Boa. He decided to take and he put down Carrot, froze one of my Weevils and passed turn. So this one I had 3 attackers and yeah, decided to poke again. Started with 7k Jozo, if I remember right. Yep, 7k Jozo. I think my idea was just to get the bigger bodies out of the way, so he could just rest my leader or another body. But yeah, resting my Weevil here would mean I could probably leader effect. So basically just put him in a dilemma and make him choose which one to rest. And yep, he decided to rest my leader. Gave me 2-1. And at this point he had only 5 cards hand, so I was slowly and surely whittling his resources. So again, I went under their 7 leader. He took it, and then I just spawned my Mihawk 9, which I'm testing basically. So yeah, bot deck the Carrot, and again build a bigger body and put pressure while gaining tempo. So he's in a very difficult position now, I would say. If he Doffy 10s, I think I would still be in a good position because I do have like 2 attackers. Well, yeah, 2 attackers, given that he won't have 1 Dawn up, and I could possibly have lethal then. But he decides to go 5k on my leader, and I just took it. 5k to my leader, I mean. And yeah, this is a kid, 8-cost kid. Yep. And basically this means I have no chance, or I mean no other choice but to attack the kid, so I kind of have to think about how to approach this. So I start off with Verona, trying to find a law. Maybe I could bounce back the Rocinante, but I don't believe I found it here, so I had to just try to wing it, basically. Yep, no loss in hand as well, so alternate route, just try and bash and hope you get it there. So the Mihawk 9 definitely helped here, I would say. It's a big body that could easily attack over a kid. Yeah, so I started with 12 kid. Invested Jozo and decided to block out. Here I still had 6 Dawn open. Was debating whether or not to attack with leader and leader effect, but instead I decided to just attack with Jozo. So I did another 12k, and yeah, he took it. After that, I just went 6k leader. In 5, basically just force him to use more resources. I have 0 life, so very comfortable position for me, I have to say. Start with Searcher, and he took a kid off that, which I was worried to start, but then I realized he actually needed extra Dawn for it to work. So at this point, he's at 8 Dawn, so even if he does drop 8 kid, it's not something that I would need to attack, given that he can't actually attach 1 Dawn to it. So, and yeah, I had 6 cards hand, so I could basically just scan around here. He attacks 9. He attacks my Revo for 9. And I actually countered out for 5, which it was XS1. And he allowed me to actually take back one of the cards, so that was cool. But yeah, he then dropped a blocker. Kill blocker. Another card I wasn't familiar with, so yeah. And I think I just had lethal this turn, so I just go at 9. After he used a block, I just went on 16. And that was pretty much it. Good game.